Hello, this video shows how service body trusted servants can process meeting update submissions using the bmlt-workflow plugin. If you weren't already aware of what it is and does, the bmlt-workflow plugin provides a front-end form for meeting information that visitors to the website can fill out and submit. You, the trusted servant, then processes the submissions, and if approved, the meeting information is immediately updated in the BMLT server. There's no need to log into the BMLT server and manually update meeting information. So let's assume a member has gone to your website and submitted a meeting change request. What will happen is that the trusted servant, or servants if there are more than one, will receive an email. The subject of the email will be modify meeting request received. It'll show either the service body or the name of the meeting, and it will most likely be prefaced with a BMLT workflow tag so it's easy to spot. That's that right there. This is an example. The email will state that a new meeting submission has been received and requires your attention. It also contains some basic information about who submitted the meeting submission, as well as the submission details. One note is that the submission details are just the changes that are being made to the meeting information, not all the complete meeting information. At the bottom of this email, it says, please review the submission in the admin panel, and gives you a link to the website to review it. I'm just going to click on that link. I'm already logged into the website, but if you're not already logged in, you'll be prompted to log in, obviously. Once you log in, you'll be taken directly to the meeting submission panel. At this point, you can look for this submission that you're specifically referencing. It may be the only one that's still pending, and it shows you that in the submission status. At the top of the submissions panel, you have the option to filter the list, which you might want to do if there's a lot of submissions in here. You have the option to only show the pending submissions and ignore all the others. Or you can show all the approved submissions or all the rejected submissions. To date, I really haven't found the need personally to filter on anything but pending submissions. I'm just going to switch back to all and just ignore all these previous test things here. The first thing I want to show you is that there's a plus here to show more info. This expands to show you the submission details. It's going to show you almost the same type of stuff that's already in the submission email. It doesn't show you all the meeting details, so I'm just going to close that here. That's if you just want a quick glance. However, if you click on and highlight this submission, now all the action buttons at the top are enabled. Here's where I get the option to approve, reject, or send correspondence. But what I really want to do is show you the quick edit function first. The quick edit function will actually show you all of the meeting details, and it'll highlight the changes that were submitted for you so you can see that. In this example, we had the formats were changed, the start time was changed, and this meeting also switched from face-to-face back to hybrid. And we are actually going to not publish it on virtualna.org. What's really great about the quick edit is the fact that if somebody had misspelled something or just had completely wrong information, you can correct it before approving the submission. One thing I see a lot is that many people don't capitalize the names of the facility, street, or even city or town. That's one of my quirks. I like proper capitalization. So I can come in here and correct that. In this case, I see that the street is not capitalized, so I'm going to go ahead and correct that myself. One thing I like to do, although it's more time consuming, is verify the facility name and address if the meeting is changing to a different location. One thing I've seen happen is people accidentally auto-filling in their home address when they add their name or email to the form. Their web browser may prompt them to autofill their name, and it will sometimes also change the street address to the person's home address. So if you notice the address changed but not the location name, you may want to reach back out to the person to confirm. In this situation, I know that I don't need to do that. I know that's the correct address because I've been playing and testing here. Once you're done in Quick Edit, if you didn't make any changes yourself, you can just click Cancel. But if you did have something to edit, click Save. Either will close the Quick Edit, and if you did save a change, you'll notice now that the status is updated, and it will display that you were the one who updated it. Now let's say, for example, that you do need to reach out to the person who submitted the form. Maybe something happened like I mentioned earlier. The address was changed, but not the location name. This might be a clue that maybe the address was auto-filled with the person's personal information and is now incorrect. Well, you could always go back to the email, click Reply, copy the submitter's email, and paste it into the To field, because the email actually came from the website, so you'd have to do all that. Or you can just use the correspondence feature in the plugin. While the meeting is highlighted, just click on the correspondence button here, and a new pop-up will open, and you can type in your message. In this case, I'm going to say, "Are you sure that was the correct address?" Nothing too major here. And then I'll click Send. In just a second, I'm going to see that the window is updated to show all previous correspondence, which right now is only my one message out. I will close. After you send that, what's going to happen is the person who submitted the form will get an email with a link that they can click, which takes them to a page on your website with the existing correspondence for that submission. They can then reply to that, and then you'll get an email telling you there's a reply, etc. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but you can always test it out yourself. At this point, I'm confident that all of the meeting information is correct, so I'm just going to go ahead and approve the meeting change. When you click Approve or Reject, there's an option to add a little note. The email will already tell the person that the submission was accepted or rejected, so I'll just add a little thank you here. And I will click OK. And now the status shows that it's been approved. And if I go back to the meeting information on the website, did I show the website? Well, I haven't refreshed yet, so I can show you that here we are on the website, and this is the meeting, Thursday, 10:30. It meets in person. It's only got a JFT in the format. So when I refresh, it'll show all that new information that we just approved. It's now at 10 o'clock. It's got all these extra formats. It's a rotating format with a beginner step and topic, as well as the Just for Today. And it is virtual, and the virtual meeting information is all there. So that's about it. That's really all there is to working with the BMLT Workflow plugin. Thanks for watching.